The adult beverages are poured, the kids are asleep. Welcome to New Dad Gaming, a show about fatherhoods. Oh, fatherhoods, sure.
Fatherhoods. There's more than one.
Fathers in the hoods. The adult beverages are poured, the kids are asleep. Welcome to New Dad Gaming, a show about Son of a... Speaking of rage.
It's a rage. You should put this in the opening clip.
The adult beverages are poured, the kids are asleep. Welcome to New Dad Gaming, a show about fatherhood, gaming, and new fathers figuring out their gaming lives. My name is Trevor, and I have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old.
And I'm Jeff. I have an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old.
I am so angry.
Why are you angry?
Nah, I'm a happy guy. But generally, this episode, we're going in on anger, rage, gamer rage quitting, angry gaming moments with dads, just a number of things. So Jeff and myself came up with a couple stories coming through, and it all really came about because of an amazing dad rage moment we were sent, and as a bit of a preview, the gaming dad victory of the week. So
Yep.
there was just so much dad rage out there. We thought we'd tap into that sweet content vein.
We need to vent a little. We need to vent it out.
Gaming dad, you can't keep your gaming rage inside because it comes out in the worst ways possible. But the two, of all of them that came about, it actually reminded me when I was younger and I had rage moments. And I can recall too, after this first story, like the initial reaction was like, I wanted to take it back so quickly because there was a threat of losing the game. Specifically, like my parents taking the game away.
Yeah, that's the ultimate threat.
Right, so like you lose your cool, you blow up as a kid, and then it's like, you want to lose the game? Like, no, I'll be calm.
You back down so quickly.
So I was playing my brother in SNES, and I think it was Madden 94, 95, something. The old Super Nintendo versions of Madden, which I still kind of hate to this day for these reasons.
Wow, this is deep.
But he was much better than me, and we are in this intense match. What's called a Super Bowl of small kid SNES football, and I throw this massive pass, right, and it's looking good, and it's coming right down into my guy's hand, and the best that I can perceive it is it goes through my guy, right, and and his guy catches it, so interception. Yep. And he goes flying back and gets like a touchdown immediately. I am thrown into such a fit of rage that little me stands up. It's like, that's impossible. That's impossible. You can't go through things. I start beating my chest. Right, like, so I'm taking my fist and like hitting my own chest. Like, look at this. You can't go through a chest. That's not how it works. Like, that's how enraged I am. So imagine like tiny kid. And my brother's probably just like laughing his head off, but I'm standing and just like pounding my chest, like, see, you can't go through. All over SNES Madden, of all things. And of course, much like I alluded to, parents came and was like, "Do you want to lose the game? Do you want me to take it away?" Like, no. Sit back down.
No, we're good. Why are you pounding your chest?
If you hate this game so much, why do you want to play it? No, I want to keep playing it. I love that's a great illogical leap too, where it's you are so mad and you are so angry, but you want to keep playing this. What?
Yeah.
What's your reasoning?
You go back to the one that hurt you. Come on, we need to beat
it. The other one I can remember was playing Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Oh, don't mention that one. That one's horrible.
And specifically, Soda Popinski. I hated that guy. Right. Yep. And it was an absolute brick wall to me. I'd lost to him so many times. And with that game too, like every move, every little hint, exactly how he's going to do it. And you just still can't get it. Right.
Yep.
So I'm not sure exactly my age for it, but I remember this is more like I just raged through it.
Okay.
And finally, this one time I finally beat him. Beat him for the first time I'd ever been able to get past him. And I was so like elated and angry and frustrated. Like I stood up and I started to mimic his dance. Oh, so every time he knocks you down, like he waddles to the middle of the room. He's like ding, ding, like he's doing some like fake punches to kind of like mock you. So after I
Okay.
beat him, finally, I stand up, and again, there I am, small little me in my living room,
Yep.
standing up doing this like Mike Tyson punch out dance. Because they're like, yeah, in your face, I did it. Like I finally beat you.
It's you
just
and the emotions. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
I should not have been playing games.
No, it's
My gaming dad father was irresponsible not to take these away from me. I apparently can't handle my emotions. But yeah, so I mean, so a rage moment that almost cost me the game, a rage elation dance
right.
to a Mike Tyson boss. For yourself, like has there been any anger with games, or what type of what's the emotion in games that you have recently, Jeff?
So I have two little stories. One is from from ages ago, not Mike Tyson era, but it was actually Final Fantasy VII, one of my most beloved games. I love that game. When it came out, I was addicted to it. I loved every minute of it. And before the modern era of cloud saving and auto saving, you had to save at areas that were marked or in the overworld. And in Final Fantasy VII, I had gone through, I don't know, like a couple hours worth of work. I was getting like the side characters and stuff. And if you remember correctly, Trevor, because I think you have played the game,
I beat this one.
there are weapons that just wander the world, Ruby and Emerald.
Those guys are the
So-
worst.
If you happen to accidentally, kind of get caught by one at some point without saving, that could be an issue. And you could literally be ending up in a battle where you have this monstrosity in front of you. And I remember my jaw to the floor, like, are you kidding me?
No,
I think
run
The
away.
chances of getting them is like one in whatever. Like, people have to search the world to get them to come after you. And I remember just staring, like, oh, that's it. My time's over. That sucks. That's all my gameplay down the tubes.
Did you try to run?
I tried to run. Nope. It does a laser
Valiant
thing
effort.
and just like eliminated my party. Just like done. That's
It's
it.
one shot. It's one shot kill. And the one I remembered, I think it was Emerald, the guy in the sea.
In
You
the
have- you-
under the ocean. Yeah.
You have to get something special before you're even allowed to
Yep.
fight it. You can't just
Otherwise-
fight it.
No, otherwise there's a time limit or something. It ticks down on you. It was
Man,
horrible.
that makes me want to watch go watch some YouTube or someone actually beating it, because it was impossible. It was nigh
I
impossible.
couldn't do it. There's no way. You would have to. I don't know. There's special items that you have to get, and I don't know. It has a
In
crazy amount of hit
age.
points.
In the age before the internet too, where it's just you would
Yeah.
not have any hints or guides.
No, you had to go out and get the Brady Games guide or whatever, and it told you to stay away from them.
Oh, man, dropping. That's one thing. Again, that's one of those things that the new generation will just not understand, like the losing
Yeah,
of a
no.
save file, just of all your progress because you didn't get to the save file.
Right,
Hours
or-
lost. Hours
Even-
lost.
Even running into something that you didn't know about, because you could just go to YouTube and be like, all right, what is this thing? How do I beat it? And I was just staring at the TV screen like, are you kidding me? This is insane. And it just obliterated. Like, that was it. That was my. Now, luckily, I
I'll
was
say-
younger. Yep, back in my
Yeah.
younger days, I could recoup that time. It was easy to do, but still, I didn't like doing it.
I'll say just quick on that YouTube thing. I think, have you ever had the situation where I've had a number where it's, I'm not sure how to do something in a game, so I YouTube it, like, oh, how do you do
Yeah.
this thing? And then I see somebody do it, and I'm like, oh, I'm not doing that. Oh, geez,
No.
no.
There's
I
no
don't
way.
have I don't have that type of time. I'm not doing this.
No.
Leave it to the YouTubers. So what's the second one? What's the
Okay,
the second,
second
anger
one
moment?
is more current, and I will say that I beat Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Hey, there it is.
Yep. Not gonna spoil the ending, but I'm extremely disappointed at that ending.
No way.
Yeah, no, man, it is it. I can't go
Really?
into too much details because I'm sure that
How
people
do
out there
you-
haven't played it, including yourself.
So, Hero and Zelda.
Yep.
And a Triforce and
Yep.
Gandalf. How do you mess that up?
Oh well, there's many ways, Trevor. One is just you're at the menu screen and you're looking for more, and it's the menu screen saying continue, and you continue, and it's your save before the final battle, and that's
is
it. That's it. That's all it. And
That's
really,
gotta be.
I don't know. It was the only ending I've ever experienced recently where I had to go on YouTube and be like, did I miss something? Did I just get the worst ending possible and it just didn't explain anything? So no,
That
that's
was my
pretty
Moss,
average.
man, because that was my Moss experience. Because it's just looking at the screen, and then like you press some buttons, and you kind of get back into your game. You're like, oh, well, this isn't it.
Yeah.
And then YouTube, secret ending, correct ending, best ending.
Right.
Nope, that's it. That was it.
Yeah.
That's one of the worst feelings in gaming. I think is that all?
It didn't properly bookend my experience because I spent quite a bit of time in that game. I think it was 50, 60 hours getting that game completed. And I was looking for more because I was on the journey with Link, and I'm feeling him. I know where he's going. I know what's happening in the world, and I wanted a little bit more. And maybe it's gonna be a sequel. I don't know. Like there's DLC to get, but it has nothing to do with what ending I got. So I don't know. I was disappointed, kind of angry, but it was more disappointment.
Yeah, so that one definitely came to me with Mass Effect 3, and we've talked about this on a much earlier episode.
Yep.
But I was so upset. I actually called another gaming dad friend of ours.
I thought you were gonna say you called the company. You're like, listen,
this can't be it. No, I went for a walk with him to talk it through because I was just like I was so emotionally connected to that game.
Yeah.
Over the course of 3 different ones.
Right.
And then for it to end the way it did, it was just like I had to talk to somebody. Like I couldn't just let it go. Yeah. I couldn't believe it.
Well, it's 4 or 5 years in your time, right? 3 games. It's about that time. 5 years.
Yeah.
So you're connected, and all of a sudden it's like it's over.
Yeah, and this is how it ends.
In the worst way.
What? But I want
doing it justice. No,
please no.
It was rage-inducing.
I would never have expected that from a Zelda game because it's just so. Again, it's so formulaic. It's the same stew. It's the same ingredients every time.
Yes, and maybe that's what I should expect. Maybe because it ends kind of similar over the years. But I don't know, in the age of Witchers and even Horizon and God of War, like, these huge narratives, and it was building to something, and then it was just, nope.
Congratulations, you win.
It didn't even say congratulations. I'm mad about that. Come on.
All the bases belong to you. Congratulations.
That's right. Congratulations.
But that will... Now for... a heck of a rage story. This was submitted to us from gaming dad Alex, and it's a lot. So he has 3 kids, and I think all 3 of them, especially one of them, were heavily into Fortnite.
Okay.
Which that's, as far as gaming dads, we know that's never a great way to start a story. But but Fortnite is heavily being played in this household, and unfortunately it's now gotten to that point where it's tipped over into kind of the unhealthy side of things,
right? Where
we're being late for soccer practice, we're not doing chores, we're not answering. I think there's some cases where the one of the kids was waking up early before the rest of the house so he could go down and play it, like get an extra time type of thing.
Right. Yep.
So like I said, so it's tipped into that unhealthy thing. And just it's one of those things that continue to build and build and build, and pressure comes up, and finally it happens. And I gotta say, to be clear too, this wasn't a blowout rage moment necessarily. In some ways it was calculated. So okay. I'm just trying to be careful. I don't want to present this as like, and then he lost it and like flipped out. No, this was kind of a calculated, okay, this is bubbled over is a great way to, this is the situation, this is the action, you guys enjoy this. So in a particularly heated situation with Fortnite, he decides that's enough. This is not how the family's going to run. Here's what's going to happen. Kids, follow me right now. So the father goes into the living room and grabs the Xbox One and beckons the kids, okay, follow me. Takes the Xbox One, walks into the front of the house to the driveway. Kids in tow, kids are following down. And it's like, this is enough, this is it. he throws it up in the air as high as he possibly can, having the Xbox One sail down onto his driveway and smash into 1,000 pieces. There
Oh my
are
God.
there's neighbors across the street seeing this. There's like neighborhood kids who get to see this. And it was the ultimate solution as far as that's enough.
Yeah.
Like we've talked about this. This isn't just let's put it in a closet because then you know it's there and I have to hear about it in 2 weeks. You have gone too far. This is the
This is it.
consequence.
That is the final straw.
Just picture in slow motion as this Xbox One slowly turns in the air as it catapults and comes sailing towards the ground.
Just the
You know,
slow-mo.
And then, pan back as the kids' faces, their mouths get wider and wider in shocked horror as their Fortnite gaming system of choice just goes careening towards
Just
the ground to
in
be
pieces.
smashed.
In pieces.
Oh. So and I said, I want to be clear, it wasn't like a fly off the handle moment. It was very much more calculated to prove a point. What's interesting is, I think this happens I found that with my own kid too, is that once you follow through on something,
Yeah.
right, where
You
I've
have
said,
to commit. You have to commit and follow through, right? Like,
like I've said to him, if you don't behave, we're going to leave. Like, I'm going to pick you up and take you home. And he doesn't behave, and it's like, here it is. And you pick him up. I carried him, I think, for like once 10 minutes
oh my, that's
from like
heavy.
a park back home. I need to keep going to the gym just to keep one step ahead of him. But it's the next time I said it's just very much like, oh, he'll do it. Like, he's not joking around.
Yep.
And
Yeah, I've had situations like that. We had my wife's birthday, and the kids were acting out, and I said no birthday cake. That's like the ultimate, because they were expecting the cake, and nope, sorry.
followed through.
Followed through. Grandma almost
Right.
didn't. Grandma was trying to get in, like, just give him a little bit. I'm like, nope.
Nice.
It's gone. Sorry.
Grandma's always trying to sneak it
She's
past.
trying to push the limit. You can't do that.
Listen here, Grandma. You wouldn't have given it to me. This is nonsense.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Your lap of victory that night, you're just sitting there with the whole cake, like, well.
Yeah.
But the even too is like what happened afterwards is he kind of became a legend in the neighborhood, because of course
really?
there's all these other parents are like coming up like, oh man, that's so amazing that you did that. That's fantastic. Because others like, the Fortnite struggle is quite real in many households, right? So this other parent is like, oh, that's the dad that like threw the Xbox in the air. Oh, oh man,
Don't mess with him.
yeah. Parents like shaking the hand like, oh, a true hero to us all. So man, so kudos to Gaming Dad Alex and that Xbox One sailing so gracefully through the air before an ultimate demise. But one angry story begets another, except this next one more involves kids, and even further, we've gone ahead and awarded it the Gaming Dad Victory of the Week. So each week we feature an exceptional gaming dad, and often they're kids who are doing fatherhood and gaming so well. In war games, there's always casualties, but with gaming, if the battle and the tempers flare too hot, sometimes the casualties can be found outside the game. Jeff, why don't you describe this week's post?
All right. Well, we have a photo of what looks to be a high definition television that has a big blur in the middle of it because it looks like something has struck it, with Luigi in the bottom right hand corner happily prancing along in whatever Mario game this looks to be.
Yeah, I would say it looks like he's running away from
Yeah, it could be
the disaster
the,
zone.
The whole shattering. Yeah.
What the So this Gaming Dad victory comes courtesy of Gaming Dad Jeff. And to sum it up, he gave a great write-up, and I can't really add anything else to the words, so I'll read it verbatim. I hooked up the Wii U again, and my youngest twins were hooked, primarily on Mario Fight, Smash Brothers, some Mario Racing, Mario Kart, and Mario Walking, otherwise known as New Super Mario U. That is, those namings is fantastic.
It's 3 great activities. Yeah.
But this, referring to the accident, actually happened in a game of Mario Fox 3D World,
Okay.
where my 4-year-old and his 7-year-old were battling a boss. The 7-year-old got the final blow and started doing the Fortnite loser dance,
Oh,
which enraged the younger child. Enough to go up and hit the TV with the butt end of the Wii U Pro controller. It broke.
oh no.
The Wii U was unhooked and still his. The 4-year-old didn't even understand what he'd done. When I put him to bed that night, he kept saying, "Maybe it will work tomorrow."
Oh yeah. Yes. It's one of those self-healing TVs.
Oh, so it's more the Fortnite. See, Fortnite strikes again. It's
That's true. You got the common thread there. Like, look, it's bringing unhappiness to everybody.
Man, but the kid getting upset, and this time it wasn't even throwing the controller. It was like walking up and smashing it into the TV.
Yeah.
All brought on by the older brother, just bragging and dancing in front of him, which is so like that's of course he does.
Oh
Of
yeah.
course he does.
You would. I think I've done that to my brother. So yeah, it's just
You've,
the brother.
you've probably done
routine.
that to your kids. What are you talking?
Oh, probably. Yeah, I wouldn't even. Yeah, I wouldn't even dispute that. Yeah, that's probably true.
So unfortunately, Wii U has been packed away. Probably won't be out for a good long time. I'm telling you, like if everyone listening, if they can go and see the picture,
Yeah.
which is first heartbreaking, but to see Luigi running from the scene of the crime
Yeah.
is too priceless. But who knows? Maybe it will work tomorrow. In between gaming teachable moments with his kids, Jeff also has his own vlog featured prominently on YouTube, which I think everybody should check out. Some of the videos were really quite good. He had one from a birthday party, which featured no less than a Mario and Luigi pair of shoes. So it seems gaming seems quite the nice thread, but the videos are really well produced, and it's kind of really cool snapshots of family life, which is it's really nice to see, and a little bit of gaming mixed in there as well. So the channel's called The Hop Father. We'll post a link into the show notes, and yeah, I'd suggest all gaming dads go and check it out.
Cool.
For managing his kids and their rage and coming up with at least a teachable moment, this week's Gaming Dad victory goes to Gaming Dad Jeff. Congratulations. If you have a story that you'd like to feature for Gaming Dad Victory of the Week, send it along to us at our Facebook group or at our website, newdadgaming.com.
New dads, listen up as we go over this week's highlights and what happened in the world of gaming. Well, this might be the beginning of the end for physical discs, at least according to Activision, where Call of Duty Black Ops 4 sold incredibly well online through its digital version, doubling the previous iteration, but severely lacked in the physical disc department. Without providing actual numbers, Activision has said it was the biggest day one digital release in its history, which includes such blockbusters as Destiny and even Guitar Hero. There's another note to the success too, where Call of Duty is featuring a Battle Royale mode, so maybe this is the beginning of the end for PUBG as well. Only time will tell. And did you get a message from a random PS4 user recently? Well, don't open it yet. Many PS4 players were reporting user messages that would brick their consoles, resulting in users having to factory reset their PlayStations before being able to play. Well, Sony has weighed in on the issue, and a fix is in the next update, but in the meantime, they warn against factory resetting the console and just delete any messages from their free PSN app on their smartphone. In any event, now would be a good time to review any privacy settings you or your kids have so you can avoid this event in the future. And you may have heard of a small game called Red Dead Redemption 2. Maybe. Well, Rockstar's co-founder Dan Houser has announced some details on the game, including the over 60-hour main storyline, over a 100 gigabyte file size, and the over 500,000 lines of dialogue that has been recorded. And to make that all happen, it was mentioned that there were senior employees that would work 100 hours in the work week. Now, Dan has gone on to clarify that his statements saying that not everyone puts in these kind of hours, and if they do, it's because of how, quote, passionate they are about the game's success. Well, even if true, something should be said for the leadership at Rockstar for allowing that not only to happen, but to be apparent enough for the co-founder of the company to comment on it. No doubt Red Dead 2 will be a success, but here's hoping to the health of the people and families behind the game as well. And Command and Conquer, anyone? EA has announced its interest in creating a PC remaster of the old games for the players. Now, this isn't the new dumbed-down version that is expected for mobile platforms, but a genuine retelling of the old iconic strategy games when it first launched way back in 1995. EA producer Jim Vasella has chimed in on Reddit saying that they are already exploring the possibility for the series' upcoming 25th anniversary and that there would be no, and I quote, no microtransactions. As with any game by EA, this is kind of a wait and see if they make good on their word, which, if you're a strategy game fan like myself, we hope they do make good. And it seems like a lot of gamers, including myself, are a little confused on the upcoming game from Ubisoft entitled Starlink Battle for Atlas, and whether or not the game requires amiibo-like toys to play and progress. Well, it turns out no additional toys are required to play the space fighting game, which can save a ton of money for us dads out here. But that being said, the game is structured around these toys, so if you just have the base game, you basically just have one life within the game to complete the entire level. Die at the end boss, well, the whole level resets. So if you have one of the toy ships that you can buy and connect to the game, that acts as a second life. If you have more ships, more lives. So if you're really into this sci-fi game, and especially if you're playing with your kids, you might want to save some frustration and those gray hairs and buy some additional toys, or perhaps the starter toy pack to get you on your way. And as for video game releases this week, some highlights include the mentioned Starlink Battle for Atlas and LEGO DC Supervillains for all consoles, Soul Calibur 6 for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC, and the Dark Souls trilogy launches for the PS4 and Xbox One. That's it for the gaming news this week. Catching up and tune in next week for another update.
It feels like we have the physical disc death conversation once every 3 to 4 months.
I know, right? It does.
It's like, now it's going to die. Okay. Now it's going to die. I mean, there's obviously plenty of like places where you just don't have internet, or I've had cases where I'm just offline.
Yep.
You know, like at my folks' place or something to that regard, and, you know, having a physical disc is great. I don't have any nostalgia for it. I don't know if you care to have a big old book of games or like actual discs.
I don't. I actually find the convenience of going digital a lot easier and better, especially being a dad, and so I can keep things away from the kids, and, you know, I can select everything online. And speaking of Red Dead Redemption 2, I'm getting the physical disc, but later. So like a digital game, you can get 12/01 launch date. Physical game, you kind of have to wait. So,
yeah, I mean, yeah, that's one of the coolest things too. Is like and I've only done it once with No Man's Sky, but like the midnight release of a game, especially if you've pre-downloaded it.
Oh yeah,
which obviously doesn't work with the physical disc.
Yeah.
So that was awesome. Oh, that was. I remember there was. I was listening to a podcast, and I mean, we mentioned Call of Duty there in the news, and this gaming dad and his son. The yearly Call of Duty refresh was their event, you know, so this one day a week, or a year, sorry. And I think sometimes even like you take the kid out of school for like a day or so.
Yeah.
They really love it. This is a real bonding thing for them. And the night they would do the midnight launch. So they'd go to the GameStop at like midnight. They'd open the doors, special event, buy the disc, come home. Yeah. And, you know, that's a really cool thing to share with your son or your daughter, but I don't know. I always think, when I think physical disc, like that's the very moment where it's just like, oh, that's a whole thing, like the going to the store, buying the disc, and with your kids, like that experience of shopping with, you know, with a parent or with a son or a daughter, and the purchase of the disc in the store, like that entire experience of parent, money, kid, store. The drive back home with the anticipation, like now it's like, hey, you want this game? Okay, button press,
click,
X.
And then you could watch a countdown timer on when it kind of like goes
for
live.
2 days. Yeah,
you can do that. Watch the preload.
Yeah, but now it was. I don't know. How do you feel about the news with Call of Duty Black Ops 4 doing so well? Like, I think I was taken aback a bit by it, and I'm trying to really suss out how I feel about it being so successful.
I haven't played Call of Duty since I think Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. which was ages ago. So
It was interesting to see them. As best as I understood it, it seemed like they started to lag a little bit. Like there's a couple releases that were kind of, let's call it middling.
Yep.
I think there'll always be a base there, but it wasn't the blowout success. And most of the stories are around, this one's not doing so well. It's kind of the same thing.
Yep.
And then this one comes out, and the announcement of it was kind of negative, where it's, they're just trying to be Fortnite, and it's gonna battle royale. Can't believe it. But upon launch, it's been nothing, kind of a positive coverage where it's, this is actually kind of fun, and it's like the numbers are ridiculous. Like it's the biggest numbers, like as you said in the news, it's like biggest numbers ever for a release, like surpassing Destiny and such.
Yeah, for Activision, biggest day one for them, which is insane. And this game doesn't have a single player; it's strictly multiplayer. So, even dropping that,
it means more time to like polish the actual servers and the online play, and it's even tighter. If that's like the main, I think it's the main draw of the game.
Yeah.
Again,
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it feels good. I think it's a good news story where it's this other flagship product that's been there so long. It's not Fortnite for a change. It's a huge story. So I guess like it's interesting to see the comeback. I did not think with the previous year's performances they could have pulled it off, but kudos, they did it.
Yeah, same. It was surprising, even just the age of the series and the franchise. It's just, they reinvented themselves and got that, I don't know, made up some ground.
Yeah. I wonder if they can shift the streamers at all. So little less Fortnite, little more Call of Duty. Probably not. Probably never.
Probably not.
Now have you ever worked a 100-hour work week?
I have not. Have you? That's insane.
I have. You have? It's bad. Yeah, it's.
Oh my God, no.
It's really bad. It's. I don't know. So the story strikes me as a. When I did it, it was extreme dedication, and I definitely don't regret it. Like it was just us and like the team putting it all on the line to try to make something happen. So that it was a real camaraderie, a real. A heck of an experience to go through. And I was a young enough dude at the time to be able to take it.
Right.
It's pretty messed up afterwards. But the I suppose what kind of taints me about this one is it's more the expectation of it. Like the expected crunch time of it's like, it's crunch time now, so everybody forget everything else you have to do within your families and your social life. You have to do this because you're game developers. And you also might be laid off afterwards.
And that's the sad part of it is that they've developed this game for probably 6 or 7 years now, and there's still a crunch time. Do you know what I mean? Like there's still those 100-hour weeks that these people put in, and they're saying that they're they could have stopped if they wanted to. I'm like, well, you're not really creating that culture where they're senior level, and you have to be senior. You have to put in 100 hours. That's how you make it. It's not cool.
Yeah, and especially for us gaming dads. I mean, it certainly was a shift where I could never do that again because of the impact that would exist on the family.
Yep.
Like to kind of punish your family for work so much it's definitely beyond me now.
Yeah.
So if these folks have families and they're kind of they are implored to put in this type of effort.
Yeah.
It's kind of
it's not worth it. It's just it's not. I don't know. And I don't know where you go from there because you obviously, I don't know, you're almost birthing this game. If you've worked on it for that amount of time, even, like, you want to see it through.
Maybe you should cancel your pre-order, Jeff.
You know what, Trevor?
No, I'm not going to put that on you.
My pre-order.
That's not fair. But
No, but like it did make me like look twice at it. And I knew like some game developers are kind of shady that way where it's, there's a crunch time and everybody's like all hands on deck sort of thing, and it's probably very. I mean,
I could appreciate it still. Where it's just you're getting close. It's time to put in a little bit of extra time so you can hit it. But to that extent, it's like, ugh. But no, don't feel guilty about the game.
I'm not going to.
You are good. You are forever good because of your Battlefront 2 stance.
That's right.
So you're principled.
That's right. Yeah.
Very principled.
When I want to be.
Now games with the toys games with toys, like the physical toys,
Yeah.
I thought died,
No.
and instead it's come back, but much like a zombie, worse
Yes.
than the living incarnation of it. Where it's like, okay, so you want to buy this cute doll and you want to like tap your controller with it, and then it shows up in game.
Yeah. That's
Okay,
right.
that's kind of fun, neato. But man, you
Yeah.
get extra lives if you have it.
Yeah.
That's garbage, man. That
yeah.
sucks.
It's the whole. I don't know how or why, but and those toys aren't cheap. They're about $25 US each. So, and that's just for like one ship, and then you can buy different parts of the ship that all connect together, like some sort of mechanical beast, like a Power Rangers thing.
Like I'll say that like with a game like No Man's Sky, like they had this physical version of your starter ship, and like it looks so cool. And I thought to myself that would be cool to own. I could almost see something
As
where
a collector, right?
Yeah, as a collector to have it. I could almost see something where it's you, much like Lego, you buy parts and you build your ship physically. And then when you tap, that ship gets in. You know, that creativity, that physicality, that like working on dexterity to build something, that's kind of cool. That's fun. But man, this is literal money for lives. That's garbage. It's just like, it just felt like there's cool places you could have gone with that, and you went this garbage greed way. And it's like, damn, man, like, like $20 for an extra life.
Exclusives and that's all. And Nintendo has Star Fox, right? So they have the Star Fox ship with little parts to add to it. I'm sure there's going to be other things that come out that are exclusive and you can't get them anywhere else, or Xbox gets it first, and I don't know. I don't want my kids to get into it. I've been through the Skylanders phase. The Skylanders phase was a whole collecting of stuff.
See, so here we are raging at physical toys. We started with rage. We'll end with rage. No physical toys, damn it. Until it's a much more interesting way. Oh, so thank you so much for listening. This has been New Dad Gaming. If you'd like to reach out to us with a question, a game tip, a dad story like featured today, both a number of dad gaming rage stories, which are so great to talk through, you can go to our website at newdadgaming.com and submit it there. You could talk to us on Twitter or join the Facebook group. If you'd like to subscribe to the podcast, you can find us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and many other podcasting services. If you like the show, we would really appreciate a like, a review, or a share as we try to reach out to as many gaming dads as we can. Listen, there's a bunch of angry gaming dads out there, and we got to make sure that they have a place to vent it all. Because damn it, it's just going to, if we're not careful, it's just going to build up, and you're going to be throwing Xboxes into the air. And ain't nobody want that.
No one wants that.
So thank you so much for listening. Until next time, my name is Trevor, and I have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old.
And I'm Jeff. I have an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old.
Jeez, Jeff, calm down. You don't need to be so angry.
Yeah, that's right.
Just hop into No Man's Sky, go to your happy place.
Yeah, just chill out.
Bring you down.
On a planet that's toxic. That's great.
Oh, well, that's right. That game puts me to sleep and it enrages you.
It does, yeah. That's one rage story I can go into, but maybe for another time. I'll repeat that.
We'll save that for another time.
Yeah.
See you next week.
See ya.